My Guru, protector Manju Shri, most is our spiritual text and body. Seeing all things as they are, wisdom shines forth like the sun. Upon fire through obscurations, who teach us celestial ways, with the loving compassion of a parent for her only child. Wanders caught in the prison of samsara, confused in the darkness of their ignorance, overwhelmed by suffering, use dragon underline. Proclamation of the Dharma, rouse us from the stupor of our affliction, and lead us from the chains of our heart. The sword of wisdom, healing the suffer when storms appear. Darkness of ignorance, you receive our ears adored. With one 12 marks of a Buddha, completed the stages of achieving the highest perfection of a Bodhisattva who has been pure from the beginning. I bow down to you, O Manjushri. Illuminate the darkness, closing my heart, awaken my intelligence and wisdom, so that I may gain insight into Buddha's words and the text that explain This ground anointed with perfume, flowers strewn Mount Meru, and sun and moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered to you, may all beings Holy Ghost, in the space of your true body, from the billowing clouds of your wisdom and love, let fall the rain of the profound and extensive Dharma, in whatever form is suitable for subduing sentience. Idam Gururatnam Mandalatam Niryatayami. I take refuge until I am awakened in the Dharma and the Sangha. By the merit I create by listening to the Dharma, I will attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentients. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddhas, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create by listening to the Dharma, I will attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentients. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddhas, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create by listening to the Dharma, I will attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentients.
Okay, so good morning. Good morning. Before beginning with the second chapter, I will go through the last section of the last, the verse of the first chapter, stating or concluding the qualities of which is of the conclusion of the qualities of the first ground. Okay, so okay, I'm going to read this Tsongkhapa's exposition. So the page number is, as you see, 115. Yeah. Okay. Now to present briefly, as described earlier, the attributes of this ground of perfect joy as qualified by uncontaminated wisdom. The root text says, abiding perfectly in the Bodhisattva's mind and endowed with light beautifying the sublime ones. This ground of perfect joy is the water crystal gem, the moon, which dispels all darkness and reigns victorious. Okay, this is okay, one verse, okay, 4 lines. So this is the root text, and then Tsongkhapa explains this. This ground of perfect joy is like the water crystal gem, the disk of the moon. It resembles the moon in 3 ways. Okay, 3 ways. Just as the moon resides here, it resides at a high point, in that it abides perfectly in the mind of the Bodhisattva on the first ground. This is the first analogy. Who has attained the qualities of the ground described above. As such, it abides high up on the path, like the moon abides high up in the sky. Since the first ground is a facet of the mind of the Bodhisattva, one speaks of abiding in it. This is like, for example, the eyes being located on the head. Okay, this is the first one. Then the second, because the ultimate awakening mind of the first ground is endowed with light of gnosis, in the mind of the sublime or excellent person. Okay. Therefore, beautifying him, it is like the moon, which makes its space, the skies, beautiful through its bright. Okay, so this is the second one. And then bright, I mean, through its bright illumination. Okay. Then third one is also because the first ground reigns victorious over the objects abandoned on the path of seeing. It resembles the moon that dispels all aspects of the thick or dense darkness. Okay, so the first ground of Bodhisattva is likened. Okay, is likened to the moon. Okay, the moon has three characteristics, or three attributes. I think 3 attributes. It stays in a high point, and also it is well, it stays in a high point. Okay, at a high point. Likewise, Bodhisattva who has attained the first bhumi has also reside in a high level of realization. Okay, so that is the first one. Then the second one, that says the first ground is a facet of the mind of the Bodhisattva. The first ground of the first ground. The first ground itself is a part of an example or an instance of the mind of Bodhisattva, mind of that Bodhisattva, mind of the Bodhisattva who are on the first ground. Okay. So, okay, I think when we speak of abiding in it, okay, it is. I think this is the first one. I think this is first one. Okay, I should. Yeah, this is the not second one. Okay. Okay, like just I think here. Okay. The eyes, okay, being located on the head. Okay, so this is okay, I think it's okay. So here, the mind of the Bodhisattva who is on the first ground is likened. Okay, is likened. I think the higher space or high point space. Okay, and in this case, the eye. Okay, I is used, the I is used to represent the first bhumi or first ground of the Bodhisattva. Okay, just as I remains on the head, so the first superior ground of Bodhisattva remains in the mind of Bodhisattva who are on the first ground. That is the meaning. Okay. So okay. Okay. So okay. 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 That abides perfectly in the mind of. Okay. High point represents the mind of Bodhisattvas who are on the first ground, and the moon itself. Okay, the moon itself represents the first ground. Okay, I think the moon being residing in the higher position is I think is shown, I think, as the example, shown through the example. Okay, that eyes abiding. Okay, or eyes are located on the head. Okay, I think. Okay, huh? Yeah. Okay. Huh? And then, because the ultimate awakened mind of the first ground is endowed with the light of gnosis. Okay, in the mind of the sublime excellent person. Okay, thereby beautifying him. Okay, it is like the moon which makes its space, the sky's beauty through its bright illumination. Okay, so I think this is quite clear. Okay, then third one, because the first ground reigns victorious over the objects abandoned on the path of seeing. Okay, when attaining the first ground of Bodhisattva. Okay, the Bodhisattva, when attaining the first ground of superior Bodhisattva. Okay. The objects that is to be eliminated by path of seeing are abandoned. Okay, just like the moon, it dispels all aspects of the thick or dense darkness. Okay. Okay. Okay, so these are the three, how to say, attributes presented here in order to how to say, in order to conclude the first session by how to say, some kind of having reflection on the summary of on the I think on the overall I think attributes of first bhumi. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think so. These three, okay, three attributes. Okay. And then, okay, I think we can move on to the second chapter. There's not much to deal with this. The second ground, okay. This has 5 sections, okay. How morality is completely purified on this ground. The presence of morality. The analogy for how the Bodhisattva does not mix with forces opposing morality. The divisions of the perfection of morality, and a conclusion stating the qualities of the ground. So 5 divisions. Now the first one is how morality is completely purified on this ground. This ground means the second superior ground of Bodhisattva. This has 4 parts again, showing that morality is perfected on this ground, showing that on the basis the qualities become completely purified, how morality becomes superior compared to the first ground, and other causes that purify morality. Okay, these how morality is completely purified on this ground has these 4 parts or these 4 divisions. Okay, of them, the first one is showing that morality is perfected on this ground. So this has root text. He is endowed with perfect morality and purity. Even in dreams, he shuns the stain of immorality. Okay, so here, okay. Well, yeah, I will continuously read the Tsongkhapa's explanation. The Bodhisattva abiding on the second ground, because he is endowed with the perfect morality as well as the qualities of purity, not only during his waking period, but even in his dreams, shuns the stain of immorality. That is, he remains untouched by it. This includes not just the immorality of root infractions and naturally reprehensible deeds. He also relinquishes the stains of the immorality of violating rule-based precepts. Okay, so this is, yeah, okay. So this is how the Bodhisattva, who is on the second superior ground, has been, okay, perfected in terms of the quality of his morality. See here, okay, the stain of immorality, the stain of immorality, such as, I think, such as the immorality of root infractions and also naturally reprehensible deeds. Naturally reprehensible deeds means non-virtuous deeds. It just simply means non-virtuous deeds. Okay, naturally reprehensible, okay, deeds. It also relinquishes the stains of the immorality, okay, of, I think, violating rule-based precepts, okay. So both reprehensible, naturally reprehensible deeds as well as rule-based precepts, okay. I mean, as well as the immorality of violating rule-based precepts, okay. So he has abandoned, okay, naturally reprehensible deeds as well as immorality of violating rule-based precepts, okay. And so thus, I think, thereby, he has shunned the stain of immorality. Okay, and yeah, okay, and also he remains untouched by the stain of immorality. Okay, that's because he does not inflame or does not take in the afflictions that give rise to immorality. And because the non-virtuous karma of transgressing prescribed rules does not occur for him, he has attained the coolness born of having extinguished the fires of remorse from accruing, from arising the downfalls of violating prescribed rules. Okay, this is therefore called morality. Okay, I think here. Okay, the etymological meaning of the morality is that the Sanskrit term for morality is shila, which is composed of the words shida, okay, referring to coolness, and lati, meaning to attain. Alternatively, it is called morality. Shira literally meaning also correct discipline. Because being the cause of happiness, it is something that is sought after by the sublime ones. These are explanations of the word shila based on its etymology. Okay. Okay, so okay. Okay, because being the cause of happiness, it is something that is sought after by the sublime ones. These are explanations. Okay, these are explanations of the word shila based on its etymology. Okay. Yeah, and then so okay, with regard to its actual nature, okay, I mean the actual nature of shila or ethic, morality here. Morality is defined in terms of the 7 relinquishments. Okay, the abandoning of the 7 immoral acts of body and speech, thus underlying the underlying states, the underlying states of mind that give rise to these 7 relinquishments are, okay, I think, okay, the underlying states of mind that give rise to these 7 relinquishments are, okay, which is the absence of covetousness, non-aversion, which is the absence of harmful intent, and right view, which is opposes strong view. By including these motivating factors, morality refers to the 10 relinquishments, 10 positive causes of action that overcome the 10 negative causes of action. Okay. So, okay, now, in terms of, I think, in terms of the nature of morality of the Bodhisattva who are on the second ground, it is defined, I think, it is defined, I think, it is defined with, I think, it is defined as having the quality of, I think, as having the quality of the 7 relinquishments. 7 relinquishments, okay, immoral, the abandoning of the 7 immoral acts of body and speech. Okay. See, not abstaining from killing, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, and abstaining from false or lying, false speaking or lying, or abstaining from, and also abstaining from divisive speech, slanderous or harsh word, idle talk, and idle talk. I think these 7. Okay, so abstaining from these 7 non-virtuous activities. So it does not mean that the morality is in terms of the 7 relinquishments. Chen in Tibetan we have Tsinyi Chen. Okay, the 7 relinquishment it's also considered to be some kind of matter, not matter, form. Okay, some kind of a matter. Okay, form. I mean, not matter, some kind of form. Okay, in the original text says "Tsinyi Chen." That means having those qualities. It is that the entity or the nature of, in terms of, I think, in terms of when it comes to when defining, okay, the nature of the morality of the Bodhisattva who is on the second ground, it is defined that it is of certain nature which has the quality of which contains, I think, the 7 relinquishments. Okay. So then, on top of that, there's also involvement of absence of the absence of non-covetousness. I think non-covetousness and also non-aversion and wrong view. Okay, are also involved. Okay, so therefore, okay, so therefore, I think that if the morally, therefore, therefore, the morality of the morality of the Bodhisattva who is on the second ground should be defined. Okay, should be defined. I think should be defined. I think having should be defined. I think should be defined having the I think relinquishment of all those 10 non-virtues. I think. Okay. So here, not the absence of covetousness. I think non-covetousness. Okay, it's some kind of it is a certain kind of mental factor, and also non-aversion is also a certain kind of mental factor, and also the non-wrong view here. Okay, non-wrong view. Okay. See, absence of harmful intent and absence of right view. Okay, here means the absence of right view. Okay, and then which opposes wrong view. Okay, means dimumeba means that non-wrong view. Okay, in this case, dimumeba non-wrong view refers to a certain mental factor which I think believes, I think, the causality of, I think, actions and their results. Hmm. Okay. By including these motivating factors, morality refers to the 10 relinquishments. Okay. Okay. So 10 positive causes of action that overcome the 10 negative causes of action. Okay. So here are 10 positive causes of action. So it is defined as as uh, uh, as of nature, as the nature of, I think, or as having, okay, 10 positive causes of action as its attributes. Okay. Then, okay, showing that on this basis the qualities become completely purified. I think the second division. Okay. Since all movements of his body, speech, and mind are pure, he accumulates the excellent virtue of all 10 courses of action. Okay, now see here. Okay, we have two. Okay. How the morality is perfected on the second ground, and on the basis of that, on the basis having perfected morality. Okay. On the I think see that I mean the qualities of, I think, the qualities, okay, the qualities within the Bodhisattva who are on the second ground, okay, have become, I think, completely purified due to, I think, having purified his own morality. Okay, that's the meaning. Okay, so pure. Okay, since all movements of his body, speech, and mind are pure, he accumulates the excellent virtue of all 10 causes of action. One might ask, okay, I think, okay, so there's no any stand of, okay, immorality. Okay, not even in the dreams, not even in dreams, I think. Okay, for the Bodhisattvas who are on the second ground, and okay, and and the Bodhisattvas who are on the second ground, I think on the second ground, okay, on the on the second ground, okay, I think on the second ground, Bodhisattva, on the second ground, I mean, having, I think, let me this very okay. Yeah, I think, okay. let me do it again. I think this is the second division. Okay, why this is second division is coming apart from the first one? Okay, I'm saying this. Okay, why this second division is needed instead of having just one? Okay, why he put something else on top of the first one? Okay, so this I'm trying to say the reason behind this. Okay, so my reason is too long, so I'm getting lost. Yeah, okay. See, okay. The period of, I think, the pure, I think, body and speech and mind. Okay. Okay. The qualities become completely purified. Okay. Qualities means that in this case, the qualities of his body. I mean, the movement in this case, movement of his body. The activity, in this case, movement means activities of his body, activities of his speech, activities of his mind become pure. I mean, okay, this is the meaning. Okay, pure. Every activity of his, I mean, pure because given that, I think, given that he has excelled in perfection of morality, in the sense that he has never committed. He in the sense that he never commits. Okay. Non-virtuous activities, as well as the prescribed, I think, prescribed code of conduct. Okay. So within the prescribed code of conduct, there are two categories. One is non-virtuous, the other one is neutral. Okay. So prescribed, yeah, okay. Yeah, prescribed activity. Okay. Prescribed code of conduct. I think prescribed activities. Okay, would be yeah. So within the prescribed activities, there are two categories. The one is non-virtuous, and the other one is neutral. Okay, not non-virtuous nor virtuous. So okay, they do not commit such activities even in dream. So therefore, as how to say? So therefore, I think, since there I think the level of, I think, morality is so superior. Okay, so superior. Okay, or so excelled. So they would not. I mean, there's no any, how to say, there's no any, how to say, occasion for them to have any kind of their body and speech, the activities of body, speech, and mind as as impure. Okay. So therefore, Tsongkhapa as well as Chandrakirti are saying on this basis the qualities become completely purified. Okay. And the root text also says that since all movements of his body, speech and mind, movements meaning here activities of his body, speech and mind are pure, he accumulates the excellent virtue of all 10 causes of action. One might ask, how do the qualities of this Bodhisattva come to be purified? So, okay, I should say, okay, non-virtuous activities, okay, when you say, there's no any non-virtuous activities which can be, which might be committed by any kind of Bodhisattva who are on the first, who are on superior ground, okay. I mean, on the first ground onwards, okay. Even Bodhisattvas who are on the first ground, they'll never commit any kind of non-virtuous activities, okay. That is common. That is common with, I think, Bodhisattvas who are on the second ground and upwards. The unique thing is that the unique feature for the unique feature, okay, of the Bodhisattva, there's unique feature of Bodhisattva who are on the second ground and onwards is that I think they do not commit any kind of proscribed activities of body, speech, and mind, even in dreams, okay. That includes neutral activities of body, speech, and mind, which are faulty, okay. Which are faulty, though they are not non-virtuous. Now, okay, one might ask, how do the qualities of this Bodhisattva come to be purified because of his perfect morality? Okay. Since okay, one might ask, how do the qualities of this Bodhisattva come to be purified because of his perfect morality? Since all his movements, the threefold activity of his body, speech, and mind are pure without even subtle downfalls throughout his waking and dream states. He accumulates without omission the sublime excellent or excellent virtue, sublime or excellent virtue of all 10 causes of action. To accumulate all 10 causes means to fulfill the first 3 causes of action, such as relinquishing, killing through his body, the 4 middle ones through his speech, and the 3 final causes through his mind. Okay. Okay, no. Okay. So here, this is the okay. How do the qualities of this Bodhisattva, the Bodhisattva who are on the second ground, come to be purified? Why they are purified? Because of his perfect morality. This is the question. Okay. So here ends all his movement, all his activities of the threefold. I mean, all his movements, that is the threefold activity of his body, speech, and mind, are pure, okay, without even subtle downfalls throughout his waking and dream states. Okay. Okay. He accumulates without omission. Okay, without omission. The sublime or excellent virtue of all 10 causes of action. Okay. Okay. To accumulate all 10 causes means, okay, this is okay. This is clear, I think. In pursuing this, not only does the Bodhisattva refrain from transgressing the bounds of proscribed acts, he also accomplishes all the positive prescriptions of the moral code. Now the third division, how morality becomes superior compared to the first ground. Not only this part of virtue, but in all 10 deeds, it becomes most excellent and pure, just as the radiant autumn moon adorns the night sky. Morality adorns him with peace and radiance. This is the root text. Okay. Okay. One might ask, isn't it the case these 10 causes of positive action are accumulated in their entirety by the Bodhisattva on the first ground as well? Okay, this is the question, interesting. Because, yeah, here the reply, okay, reply is here. Yes, they do accumulate them. However, to the extent that the second ground Bodhisattva excels in not only this part of virtue, okay, not only this part of virtue in general, but in all 10 causes of positive deeds, he becomes most excellent and pure to an extent beyond the Bodhisattva on the first ground. Okay. I think this is okay. I will read. Okay. Yeah, accumulate them. Yeah, the answer is that yes, Bodhisattva who on the first ground also accumulate all of the 10 virtuous activities. But however, okay, to the extent that the second ground Bodhisattva excels in, okay, not only this part, okay, of virtue, okay. I think, is this clear? I think a little bit, I think in terms of the translation is clear or not? No. Okay, no, okay. So I'm going to translate maybe. However, to the extent that the second ground Bodhisattva excels in not only this part, this part of virtue, I think. This part of virtue. As such, I think, not in general. In general, is not needed, I think. It is not required. In Tibetan, okay, I was. Means the part of virtue, I think part of this part of virtue or course of virtue is okay, I think. Here in this case, course of virtue is more clear, I think. Excels in not only this part, this course of virtue, okay. However, to the extent that second ground Bodhisattva excels in not only this course of virtue, okay. But in all 10 causes of positive deeds. Okay. I think this is general. First is general. Such as, I think, instead of, such as, I think, I think I'm going to read this, okay. However, to the extent that the second ground bodhisattva excels in not only this course of virtue, in all 10 courses of positive, this would be better. Okay. Is that making sense? However, to the extent that the second ground bodhisattva excels in not only this course of virtue, such as this virtue, in this course of virtue, in all 10 deeds, 10 courses of positive deeds. Okay, I think, yeah, this is the meaning. Meaning is not that hard to understand. Okay, yeah, this is it, I think.
If I may ask, what is presented as a reply seems to only confirm the question. Doesn't seem to say anything more. And to what extent that is not being brought out.
Yes, that's right.
Could elaborate on that.
Yes, to the extent is the main answer. Okay, to the extent that the second ground bodhisattva excels in not only this part of virtue, okay, not only this course of virtue, in all 10 courses of positive deeds, it becomes inside, he becomes, or it becomes most excellent and pure to an extent beyond the bodhisattva on the first ground. That is the meaning. Okay. Yeah, that is accurate. Yeah, I mean, the activities of 10 virtuous activities are entirely practiced by bodhisattvas who are on the first ground. Okay, so that is common with bodhisattva on the first, the second ground, but the unique to bodhisattvas on the second ground is that they have, I think, their mode of accumulation of accumulation of course of 10 virtuous activities are more advanced. Okay, so therefore, he becomes most excellent. It becomes maybe the second bhumi, second bodhisattva ground becomes most excellent and pure to an extent beyond the bodhisattva on the first ground. Okay. In this case, I should say he becomes, okay, he becomes most excellent and pure to an extent beyond the bodhisattva on the first ground. Okay. I think for bodhisattvas who are on the second ground, morality becomes, it should be like that. Morality becomes most excellent and pure. Instead of saying he becomes most excellent and pure. Okay, to an extent beyond the bodhisattva on the first ground. Okay, because he already possesses optimally the superior generosity described in the discussion of the first ground, and since among the remaining 9 perfections, he does not possess the excellence in the practices of forbearance and so on, to the extent he has for morality. Morality is described as superior here. Okay, it is not that the other perfections are not present. The reference to the 10 deeds is but an illustration of the prescriptive morality intended So we must include here all positive prescriptions of morality as well. Okay. Just as the radiant autumn moon possesses the twin qualities of cooling the scorching pain of heat and being resplendent, what is that? Resplendent, I think. Resplendent with a white halo of light. Okay. Likewise, the Bodhisattva, who always abides in utterly pure ethical discipline, the one who abides in such pure morality is adorned with beautifully with the peace of having guarded the door of his senses and radiance, such that his body glows with light. Okay. Such that his body glows with light is a little bit strange. He glows with light, or she glows with light. They glow with light. Here, I think, okay, a little bit obscure, okay, but meaning should be clear. Just like we said, in terms of the first ground, okay. So it's true with the case of the second ground. See here, the moon has three. We have talked about the moon having three attributes, and the moon with three attributes representing the first ground. Okay, it is very similar. Okay, here is also similar. Okay, the analogy is quite similar. Okay, calling the scorching pain of heat and being resplendent, I think, resplendent with a white halo of light. Likewise, the Buddhism is very resplendent, I think, being resplendent. Okay, being resplendent with a white light, I think, okay. Like the Bodhisattva who are on the second ground always abides in utterly pure ethical discipline. The one who abides in such a pure morality is adorned beautiful with the peace of having guarded the doors of his sense. Here, peace. I think I'm going to read the auto commentary of entering middle way. In this case, peace means means that guarding. In this case, peace refers to having guarded the doors of the senses, six senses. And wechakwa means with a white halo light means just being being resplendent. Okay. With either being resplendent. I think very how does Lamir never intervene. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's not there. Radiant autumn moon possesses the twin qualities of cooling, the twin qualities, two qualities, cooling the scorching pain of heat and heat. This is the one quality. And the other quality is being resplendent, okay. With a white halo of light, the second quality, okay. It has, just as moon has two qualities, okay. The Bodhisattva who are on the second ground has also two qualities represented by those two qualities, okay. the two qualities that are possessed by bodhisattvas who are on the second ground are that peace is one, okay? Peace, okay, in the sense that God having guarded the doors of his senses, peace. And then the second one is that radiance, I think. The radiance, I think, is very radiant, okay? They are radiant. The meaning is that they become radiant, I think. Not their body becomes radiant, but they are radiant. Such that he glows with light, okay? I think, okay. See, I think this is, it's just not saying something that without having to do greater things, okay. It is not, this, particular, I mean, not only this, but every line has something to convey, some kind of instruction, okay, for us. So therefore, even in the monasteries, okay, when we study, okay, how to say, we study each line very carefully, okay, because if we lose some meaning from those, line, then we would lose so much. Even though it seems like what, it's not big deal, okay, this is not big, it's not talking about so much, so meaningful things, okay. So it is meaningful, okay. So here, saying the two qualities of moon, okay, cooling the scorching pain of heat, okay, and being resplendent, okay. These are two qualities of the moon. Just as moon has these two qualities. So has the bodhisattva, who is on the second ground, okay. The two qualities that are possessed by bodhisattvas on the second ground, in this case, are, okay, having guarded the doors of his senses, okay. And then the second one is being radiant, okay, among the sentient beings, especially among the receptacles, okay, suitable recipients, okay. Now the fourth division, other causes that purify morality, okay. Okay, other causes that purify moralities. Should he, though pure, okay, this is the root text. Should he, though pure, see in terms of intrinsic nature, his morality will remain impure because of this. Thus, with respect to all three elements of discipline, he always remains free of the flow of dualistic thoughts, okay. Now, commentary. A fully ordained monk may be especially pure in his morality with respect to his Pratimokkha monastic vows, but should he not relinquish seeing phenomena as established through their intrinsic nature, this monk's morality will remain impure because of this reason. He will be like a moral degenerate who pretends to be endowed with moral discipline. Okay, I think we will talk on this later on. This is should not be taken literally. Okay. In this case, okay. In this case, I think okay. The opposite of the Pratimokya monastic vow, okay. Impurity of ethics, okay. Impure ethics or impure morality in this case refers to conception, grasping at inherent existence of phenomena or self, okay. So therefore, in this case, so therefore, this is talking, okay, or this is an indication from the perspective of, I think, conception, apprehending inherent existence of phenomena or self as the impure morality. Okay, you will be like a moral degenerate who pretends to be endowed with moral discipline. The Hebrew Jewel Sutra states, Kunzik in Tibetan, Kunjo Tsikpa, Kasapa. Now here, some ordained monks who are endowed with moral discipline, who are restrained by Pratimokya vows and abide in them, whose rights, okay, and sphere of conduct, Ju is sphere of conduct. Okay. Ju means that sometimes they need to travel to get food. Alms, what is, they're begging, okay. When they go to beg, okay, food or receive food from benefactors, the localities of the benefactors are called juyul in Tibetan, okay. So sphere of conduct here means the locality where he or she, those bhikshu or bhikshunis, find food and resources, are perfect, who view minute, reprehensible acts, okay, acts with fear, having correctly taken the precepts, they cultivate the basis of the training and become endowed with perfectly pure actions of body, speech, and mind. Because of these, their way of life is perfectly pure, okay. But they still speak in terms of selfhood, okay. Okay. Kasava, this is the first example of moral degenerate pretending to be endowed with moral discipline. Kasava, again here, some ordained monks embrace perfectly the 12 learned qualities, but they objectify them. Thus, those who abide with grasping at I and grasping at mine, Kasava, is the fourth example of a moral degenerate pretending to be endowed with moral discipline. Okay, to speak of, I think, now this is the quotation. To speak of selfhood, this is the Tsongkhapa. To speak of selfhood, okay, is to objectify, okay. Or it means to objectify means also needs to define, okay. To objectify here means to grasp at inherent existence. This is indicated by abiding with grasping at I and grasping at mine, and its meaning should not be understood in terms of the commonly shared notion of identity view. Rather, it should be understood as not relinquishing grasping at I and mine as existing through their intrinsic characteristics. Since the pronoun he cannot be related to what has immediately preceded at the end of the previous verse. The following translation by Naksu seems to be better. Okay, Naksu translated, Naksu Lord Sawas. Translation is this: if one sees his discipline to be pure intrinsically, by this he becomes morally degenerate, would be better. Okay. Because one's morality does not become purified if one does not relinquish object-laden views. Object-laden views here means that object-laden views, means that grasping at, I think, grasping at inherent existence of the view that grasp at inherent existence, object-laden views. The Bodhisattva on the second ground always remains free of the flow of dualistic thoughts. Grasping at dualistic thoughts, grasping at intrinsic existence in terms of real versus unreal and so on. Real versus unreal. In Tibetan, functional and non-functional, I think in terms of functional and non-functional and so on would be okay. So on with respect to all three elements, the beings, the one element is the sentient being itself, the agent, in relation to whom immorality is to be relinquished. Okay, this is the object. What antidote is, this is activity. Antidote is, what antidote, in this case morality, is applied to relinquish. And who relinquishes them? Okay. Okay. In relation to whom to relinquish, this is the first one. Object. What antidote is applied to relinquish is the action, and who relinquishes the actor. Okay, now I think, okay. Now here is the second division. The second division, the presence of morality. Okay. This has 5 parts again. How enjoying the result of generosity in the higher realms depends on morality. These are important. These, I mean, the divisions are important. To remember, to keep in mind, okay. How enjoying the results of generosity in the higher realms depends upon morality. How enjoying the results of generosity through successive lives depends upon morality, showing that it is extremely difficult to escape the lower realms if one is divorced from morality. That's the reason the discourse on morality comes after the discourse on generosity, 4th. And the 5th one is proclaiming or pressing that morality is the cause both of higher rebirths and of definite goodness. Now the first one, okay, how enjoying the results of generosity in the higher realms depends upon morality. Having spoken of how the Bodhisattva's morality is endowed with perfect factors, the following is presented to show how, in addition, the qualities of generosity are exceeded by those of perfect morality. Which is the support for all perfect qualities. Okay. Okay, now here, okay. The qualities of generosity are exceeded, okay, by those of perfect morality, which is the support for all perfect qualities. Wealth through, I think, generosity is found even in the lower realms. This occurs when one has fractured the legs of morality. So this is the root text. 2 lines from root text. Well, okay. Wealth through generosity is found even in the lower realms. This occurs when one has fractured the legs of morality. Okay, so this is the root text, 2 lines. Okay, then Tsongkhapa explains this. Generosity by a giver that, had it been endowed with morality, could have brought perfect enjoyment of extraordinary wealth in an existence as a celestial being or a human. Okay, as a god or a human being may instead bring enjoyment of varieties of perfect wealth in the lower realms. Okay, such as when one takes birth in the occasional hells, as a bull, as a horse, as an elephant, as a monkey, as a naga serpent, and so on, or as a hungry ghost with great supernatural power. This occurs when one has fractured the legs of morality. That is to say, when one is divorced, disassociated from morality. This explains, I think, how if one is divorced of morality, the material resources that are the effects of having practiced generosity, instead of coming into fruition during an existence in the higher realm, may be realized during an existence in the lower realms. Therefore, the person who practices generosity and wishes the fruits of his generosity to ripen during existence in the higher realms, as referred to above, should guard moral discipline. Okay, so this is instruction. Okay. So yeah, I think this 2 verses, okay, wealth through generosity is found even in the lower realms. This occurs when one has fractured the legs of morality. It explains, I think, how one explains, I think, if one is disassociated from morality, okay, not, whatever. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think this verse, these 2 lines explains how, okay, how one may squander, I think, the results of generosity. By taking births in lower realms. Okay. So therefore, I think, the morality is very important, is essential to, how to say, to utilize, to enjoy the fruits of generosity. From time to time, okay, and in the long run, because if you do, I think, if, how to say, if you disassociate, okay, from morality, okay, then there's, you when you are reborn, yeah, okay, when you are reborn, or when you go, okay, to next life, okay, there is a likelihood that you will be born as a lower lower REM being, okay, lower REM being, okay, lower migrator, okay. So if you are, okay, we are born, okay, as a lower migrator, lower transmigrator, okay, then it is very difficult for us to, how to say, to further our practice of generosity, okay, because I think the conditions in the lower realms are not suitable, okay, not suitable and very not suitable, not suitable for developing one's own spiritual practices such as generosity and so on. So it's very, how to say, it would be very, how to say, very, I think, I mean, very disadvantageous, I think, or so it would be a source of many disadvantages, I think, conditions and unhappiness, suffering. Okay, so therefore, here I think that the emphasis is on the practice of the morality. Okay, the practice of the morality is treated as a okay, as a basis. Okay, as a basis for other three to higher trainings such as concentration, wisdom, and not only that, but also to how to say, to develop, I think, the generosity, and also as well as the as well as enjoying the results of generosity limitlessly. Or I think limitlessly in the future. The eons, maybe we can say eons, or that so many lives, so many lives to come ahead. Okay. So now I think, I think this is the emphasis. Okay. I think I need. So it's very important to reflect upon the lower realms. Okay, the suffering and the disadvantages, and also in suffering and disadvantages conditions of lower realms. Okay. And I think, I think, so okay, then here, Okay, this occurs when one has fractured the legs, or that is to say, when one is divorced divorced of morality. This explains how, if one is divorced of morality, the material resources that are the effects of having practiced generosity instead of coming into fruition during an existence in the higher realm may be realized during an existence in the lower realms. Okay, therefore, the person who practices, who practices generosity and wishes the fruits of his generosity to ripen during existence in the higher realms, as referred to the above, should God. Okay, therefore, the person who practices generosity and wishes the fruits to ripen during existence in the higher realms, as referred to above, should guard, okay, moral discipline, okay, that is the instruction. How enjoying results of generosity through successful life achievement of morality, okay. Yeah, okay. When interest and capital itself are both exhausted, no prospect remains for one of any future wealth, okay. And if this is the root text, if divorce of morality, the fruits of one's generosity will ripen during existence in the lower realms. And in this life, true, one will experience merely the fruits of past acts of generosity, owing to extreme foolishness. Okay, now I think one does not cultivate generosity and the like anew, and in this way, one exhausts the interest and along with it, the capital, the root itself. Then once the fruits of all past generosity have been spent, no prospects remain for one of any future world. Consider this analogy, I think. Okay, a farmer plants a few seeds, obtains an abundant harvest, and then plants even more seeds to grow more crops. For such a man, there's no interruption of the fruits of his labor, since crops multiply. On the other hand, the foolish one who consumes his crops without planting new seeds, will experience no such continuous increase. I think, okay, I think, yeah, it's okay. We will begin, okay, with these two lines again for the next session, I think. Okay, we'll stop here.
May the spiritual teachers who lead me on the sacred path, and all spiritual friends who practice it have long life. May I pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. Grant such inspiration, I pray. May the lights of love and rubble, spiritual mentors be stable, and their virtuous actions spread in the 10 directions. May the light of the sun's teachings dispelling the darkness of the beings in the 3 worlds always increase. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamirya Tayami. Due to this merit, may we soon attain the awakened state of Guru Buddha, that we may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious Bodhi mind, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. In the snowy mountain pure land, you're the source of good and happiness. Powerful Tenzing Gyatso Chenrezig, may you stay until samsara